Men are a different species. They're at least 5 years behind on the educational gap. They may say things, but they don't mean them, or they may do things and they never tell you.
A lot of times they'll be much more flowery with their language, and guys are not like that. You know, we're just straightforward and to the point. So if you're asking me something, don't go, you know, all around the mulberry bush, get to the point.
Men and women are not from the same place. I've thought about it. I've conducted some serious, in-depth, hands-on research, and all conclusions point to us coming from different places.
It does seem like we speak a different language, and in a sense, I think we do.
And men really are from Mars and women are from Venus, but it's the effort that you bring to the table that makes it work.
My biggest advice for these issues, if you want to call them issues, would be patience. Patience and understanding.
Having this information, hopefully you will be equipped to be a little bit more empathetic to the opposite species and their modes of communication. And maybe you can spare yourself some of the headache that I and my current generation has experienced here on this planet.
The world probably will be in complete disarray.
You know, we didn't do a very good job of taking care of our environment. I hope that you guys have figured it out.
200 years from now, I would hope the environment, I would hope some miracle has happened.
It took us a while. It took us a while to get the whole environmentally friendly and conscious, you know, concept down, but we got it down, and we're steadily working towards getting it done.
People are just doing what they can out of guilt and just to get by. They feel guilty because people are pressuring them. It's like, oh, you know, I need to be greener, I need to save the environment, so I'm gonna recycle this one bottle. When in all honesty, that's not really gonna do much if...
You know, during my time, there's this push for this green movement, but what is this green movement?
I know efforts are underway right now. We are trying to be green. We are trying to think green. We're trying to grow green.
The environment is your home. Without having somewhere to sustain life, you can't exist, you can't live. And without the environment, without somewhere to live, none of the other issues are important. None of the other issues will even exist.
I mean, up until my point in living, I haven't seen anything good come out of war at any time.
Be it organized armies, unrecognized armies, gangs, the recruitment is always for young people. It's always for youth. Because if you can kind of change someone's mind, you can get them to do what you want them to do.
Remember to nurture the youth. The youth are not tools to carry out your plans, your wars, your fights.
War ends in discussions, so why can't it begin in discussions and avoid it altogether?
Oh gosh, the rich and poor gap. That's not a gap, that's a black vacuum.
Once you're on one side of the rich and poor gap, it is hard, it's not necessarily hard to break out of that gap, but the way things are is kind of in a situation or situationed to keep yourself in that gap. Like if you have money, it's easier to get money. If you don't have money, it's easier to not have money because you have to keep spending that money in order to live, and it's harder to kind of build yourself up.
No matter how wealthy you are, if you're surrounded by poverty, by desolation, your wealth really doesn't mean anything.
Because if you're really, really, really so concentrated on getting ahead and getting ahead and getting ahead and in such a competitive manner, then you're not really worried about the communal impact.
The poor and the rich will always be there. I think there will always be that divide. It's unfortunate, but I think that it will. When you think about the structure of the world, everybody can't be a doctor and a lawyer.
I've not had a lot, and there is a lot that I would like to have. And so I'm fighting, and I'm pulling up bootstraps that may not have ever existed, but I want to have, and I don't want it to just be relegated to that's the way it is for me not to have and for others to enjoy.
Because a lot of the rich look out for the rich. When a lot of times when they're poor and they step up into that new bracket, they don't necessarily go back and help those that, you know, help the people that are a little bit, you know, underprivileged.
I have the life everyone wants. Successful career, the penthouse apartment, the Ferrari, got the travel, all that. And sure, I had to step on people to get there. I mean, everyone has to. You know, it doesn't come easy. And success, you have to work at it. But, you know, I did what I had to, and I got to where I wanted to be in life. I mean, money makes the world go round, right? But what if it doesn't? What if there's something more out there? I mean, I see the people that I stepped on to get to where I am, and somehow they look happier than I do. And I don't understand how that happened.
I believe the adults are paving a good way. I think the generation, my generation, and even the generation before mine, they're doing a lot of efforts in the community with raising the kids today, but we have a far way to go. So it's just a continuous effort that everyone has to put in. As they say, it takes a village to raise a child. And I think right now we're missing that, because the village is not raising the children, it's kids raising kids, which is not good, because it means it's a continuous vicious cycle. So we have to do a lot more.
To the people of the future.
My message to the future. Wow.
Just remember that humans have an innate quality of caring, of nurturing.
I had to answer what the meaning of life is 200 years in the past. I would say it is to just enjoy it, live it, and enjoy it.
If I had to tell you, people that are watching this video years from now, what I would do differently, I would laugh more, and I would spend time with my family and friends. I would have friends, and above all, I would dance more.
My message to the future, wow. Wow. You know, it's a big question, it's a big responsibility, because, you know, when you say a message to someone, you want something to, you want it to stick, you want it to have purpose, you want it to, you know, not just be words that go in and go out, you know, you want it to mean something.
I want to leave something so other people get to experience the joys and even learn from the challenges. So I hope that you open this time capsule and learn what we did that was awesome, what you can learn from maybe some of the mistakes that we've made, but that you would see that you're important. You're on this planet. We didn't get everything right, but you have a chance. So I hope this time capsule really helps. Peace from the past.